guys, what is going on, and welcome back to another video. Now today's video is going to be a Q&A. I asked this question: what do you want to know? A lot has changed for me in the past few weeks, and it feels like a while ago now I did one of these on my channel. So what I did, I put a question out on my Instagram, and as always, which I'm so grateful about, so many people responded with a question. There were loads of questions. I went through them all, and there's 8 questions, and they were reoccurring questions. A lot of people asked them in a roundabout way. So I thought what I'd do, instead of trying to go through so many, is go through 8 and try and answer them in quite a lot of depth, and maybe cover different questions within that question, if that makes sense. So without further ado, let's get on with the questions. So I'll put the name on the screen, but Misha Ela Bethany Fit, what one tip would you give to someone trying to grow their Instagram in the fitness industry? I think the first main top tip is consistency with posting. I do not think I have missed out a day. Yes, I did. I missed out one day last year, and that was Christmas Day. I took a break off social media completely. Did not look at my Instagram because I just wanted a day completely off it with my family. But consistency is so key with any kind of blogging or growing social media, because people are going to come back to your page if they know around about time, say between 5 and 7 at night, that you are going to post. They are going to want to come back to your page between that time because they're going to be interested in what you have got to say. Some of my other top tips as well, along with consistency, would be really realizing who you are, realizing who you're trying to target, and also be honest with yourself. If you are posting 1 minute going out with friends, and then the next minute you're posting something completely different, your Instagram is going to be a little bit up and down, and people are going to be a bit confused about your content. So realize about what kind of person you are, what you want to portray to brands if you do want to do brand work. So if you are saying one tip, I would say consistency with your Instagram. Make sure you're posting regularly, which I also know is very hard when you're starting with a full-time job and you can't put as much time as you want in it. I'm gonna say also, like, batch your content, because if you have a full-time job and know that you won't be able to get a specific picture or a specific video every day, try and make sure maybe at the weekend you have a content day, so you have a number of different pictures, you have your caption ready in notes. I know sometimes that's not ideal, but I know when you're first starting, and that consistency is key. So a good one to do. So my next one from Amy Berry. I'm moving to London from up north and wondering how you are finding the London life. Now, I've already said, and I've said on my social media so many times now, moving to London, I already know, is gonna be one of the best decisions of my life. It feels like home. It felt like home within the first week. I'm really lucky who I've moved in with. I'm really lucky that I already had a kind of circle anyway in London. So I would say, Amy, if you are worrying, because I think in your question also, which I haven't written down, you mentioned where I was also living. I live in southwest London, and almost like a little town in itself. So initially when I thought about London, and I know a lot of people still do, you think, oh my gosh, it's so big and busy. And yes, central London is very big and busy, and sometimes a little bit hard to be around. But I know where I am, it's slightly out in southwest London, and so although it takes 20 minutes to get into the centre of London on the tube, you still can have a few days where you're not actually going into the proper hustle and bustle. And this is almost like a little community and village, but I think the opportunities for me, but also other people, or the really motivated people and who want to grow themselves and grow their business and have new job opportunities and earn more money, definitely London is, you know, a really good place to do that. So yes, for your answer, Amy, I am absolutely loving London. Amazing decision that I made. Like, would highly recommend it if you do want to grow yourself, move out of for where you've lived for all of your life, and to grow your work, business, whatever. Sorry guys, I have got hair on my arm. It's really tickling. It's really tickling. Next question comes from Taylor Stallworth. What is your favourite muscle group to train and why? Now Taylor, I have changed my training from just training weights to mixing it up with more high intensity training. I love F45 classes, which are really high intensity training, cardio, some kind of resistance, but I do still train weights a couple of times a week. I focus mainly on those weight training sessions because I have mixed up my training on glutes one day and upper body, but mainly like targeting my shoulders, because as females, that's really what we want to do. We want to have the hourglass shape, and especially if we have defined shoulders, good glutes. I would say glutes is my favourite muscle to train at the moment because it has only been pretty recently, and if you haven't watched my tips for growing glutes, I really highly recommend that because I talk about it in so much more detail. That actually I was not making contact with my glutes and really activating my glutes for a lot of my training life so far, and it is only recently that I really know what is going to hit them and what exercises to do. And so because I'm not overtraining them, because I only train them like once, twice a week, I can really hit them hard. Christine Tram 30, how did you overcome the gym anxiety, and what point did you feel comfortable to work out in a sports bra? I would say it did take me a while to overcome that initial gym anxiety. I really like to train with someone else, and that was probably what I would recommend if you are feeling anxious. Always bring a friend or find a routine that you know. Try and either download a free one off the internet or get a PT's advice so you have a program, so you're not walking around the gym really aimlessly thinking, what exercise can I do? Oh my gosh, there's someone on that machine, I can't do that, so what can I do? And that's when you have almost like spiral of anxiety. I suppose that would be for like generally working out in the gym. If you are uncomfortable, say, about the leggings that you're wearing, thinking they're a bit see-through and I don't want to do squats, tie, you know, a jacket or like a hoodie or something round. That's something that is really easy to do and will make you feel more at ease. I suppose with the sports bra specific question, comfortable enough to wear a sports bra, I don't always wear a sports bra, but I think just being comfortable in your own skin and knowing that no one's perfect, to be honest. They're probably worrying about themselves rather than worrying about looking at you. So by no means do you have to wear a sports bra whilst working out, but I would say just revealing yourself. It's just about feeling like confident in your own skin and knowing that you're not perfect, but what is perfect? No one is perfect. At Kira_travels, have you ever dealt with heartbreak and how did you get over it? I don't know if I've ever been brokenhearted by someone. I felt hurt. I suppose now because I have been hurt, maybe not brokenhearted, I am a little bit more guarded when I go into dating or seeing someone new, unless I really know them. But I think sometimes that is difficult because if you always feel like that and if you're always guarded towards a person, never always focus on getting that right person in. I suppose at this stage where I am now, I would be open to going on dates and meeting someone that I had a really nice time with and going for dinner, and sometimes it would be nice to, you know, have a cuddle in front of a film and things like that. So I feel like I am ready to meet someone now. I know that wasn't in the question, but it was kind of just a bit of a counselling session from me to you. But in terms of heartbreak, I would say time is always a healer, like anything. People go through different stages of heartbreak. It doesn't have to just be to do with a guy or a girl. You know, it could be some heartbreak within a family. It will always get easier, if you know what I'm saying. So we went really deep there. So let's keep the next question lighthearted. So the next question comes from _PB and barbells. I'm thinking of the protein bar, barbells. What do you think about low carb or keto diets? Do you think it's try again. Do you think it's effective or sustainable? So most low carb and keto diets, I imagine, require a calorie deficit. I know low carb diets generally do. We don't need to cut out any macronutrient at all. We don't need to follow a low carb, we don't need to follow a keto diet in order to get results. Fat loss requires a calorie deficit, and I think sometimes we can almost like beat around the bush with these things, but I was that person who thought carbs are the enemy at some point, but actually carbs aren't the enemy. If we cut out carbs and then reintroduce carbs, your body will not like that at all. So do I think it could be effective? Probably for short-term weight loss, but is it sustainable? I don't think so. In order to live a normal lifestyle, which I am doing now, and most people try and live a normal lifestyle, I don't think in the end a full keto diet will be sustainable or particularly healthy, because health comes from our minds as well, and cutting out a specific food group probably isn't sustainable. So I would say no. There are so many more flexible options to follow for sustainability, I suppose, in dieting. At Shannon House, what time of the day do you typically eat your meals? Do you eat a meal directly after you work out? Also, this leads on to this question really nicely from the question before. I was one of those people that thought you had to eat 5 meals a day, one every like 3 hours, and I thought that was the only way. I realise now you can actually eat really flexibly and still make progress towards your goals. Now, it all depends really. Like, I'm gonna give an example today. I went to F45 at 7 o'clock in the morning. I got back about 8:30 and I was really hungry. So I made my normal bowl of oats and blueberries, and that was my day. But yesterday, I was doing work, I was doing emails and more admin stuff. I didn't actually go out until about 1 o'clock. And so just pottering around the house, I had a few coffees, glasses of water. So I didn't eat until about midday, and I didn't start eating. And that isn't necessarily a bad thing. And I'm not saying that I will just have then lunch and dinner and miss out breakfast, but it just gives me a smaller window to eat a bigger amount of food, more food basically. So that's kind of intermittent fasting, but as I just told you from today, I don't just practice intermittent fasting. I suppose what I'm trying to say is I eat when I feel like I'm hungry and I stop when I'm full. And I know that's a really simple thing that we're taught as children, I suppose, but it really works. And I do at the moment follow a macro-specific diet because I have FIBO, which is a fitness expo on body power, really soon. So I'm trying to drop a little bit of weight, and I think I've talked about that in a YouTube video before. So have a look back on my channel. In terms of the meals that I typically eat a day, it ranges from like eggs and avocado. I like to go out for brunches. It ranges from the odd protein bar if I'm feeling a bit lazy. I love like Greek yogurt. I've just had some Greek yogurt now. It ranges from like Halo Top ice cream. If I'm feeling like I need some veggies, I have like loads of mixed stir fry veggies. Sometimes I have the odd pizza. You know, my diet is so varied, but one of the main things that I eat for is health now. So loads of water. I sometimes really crave green. I know that's weird, but I really do. I crave a lot of veggies, and I know that that makes me feel good. I hope that answers your question. Okay, the last question, I am not even gonna pronounce this. If you could pick someone to share a coffee with, who would it be and why? So this is a really, really hard one. I haven't got anyone that's like really sticking in my head. What I do love though is someone who is really interesting, has had loads of life experience and has overcome loads and loads of challenges. You know who I do like? David Attenborough. I know that's like David Attenborough, but Planet Earth, favourite programme ever. Someone like, I'd like to go for coffee with my mum. I miss her a lot. I miss being there every day. I'd like her to just like pop along for London, have an oat milk cappuccino down the road with me. That's who I'd like to go for coffee with. My mum. So I hope you have enjoyed my pretty quick Q&A. I always love a ramble. If you have any more questions for me, please make sure you pop them in the comments below. So thank you so much for your questions. I hope I did answer one of them or one of them you were thinking in a roundabout way, and I will see you extremely soon.